Hello and welcome. I'm Bimbo Oloyede. Tonight, National Human Rights Commission investigates allegations of military and police brutality. President Muhammadu Buhari queries the Ministry of Finance on loans of rail projects diverted for other purposes. Federal government begins nationwide review to determine the preparedness of states on the impending flood forecast by NIMET. And UK court dismisses extradition case against Rwandan intelligence chief Karenzi Karaki.
And on business news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari tasked the elite to invest more in the economy.
On sports news tonight, table tennis star Segun Toriola says Nigerian players can only have global impact if coaches upgrade themselves.
We begin tonight with the National Human Rights Commission, which has summoned the Nigerian Army, the police, and the management of Madonna, a private university, to produce officers of the various organizations alleged to have tortured and violated the rights of civilians. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Professor Bem Angwe, summoned officials to the Commission over some newspaper publications showing pictures depicting the violation and molestation of individuals by the officers of the said organizations. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafor, has a report.
These photographs, as published by some national dailies, prompted the reaction of the National Human Rights Commission for what it called the rising cases of human rights violation in the country. As a first step to curb the menace, the Commission has summoned the Army, police and proprietors of a private university in Anambra State.
The National Human Rights Commission hereby directs as follows. 1. That the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and the Chief Security Officer of Madonna University appear at the headquarters of the Commission on 17 August 2015. 2. That the Chief of Army Staff is hereby requested to identify the alleged violators contained in the publication of the Daily Trusts as mentioned and submit them to the Commission within 72 hours from today for a thorough investigation and necessary action.
Reacting to the order, the Nigerian Army says the incident is highly regrettable and that investigations are being carried out in line with military regulations, after which the culprits will be released to the Commission.
No sooner than the Army is aware of that publication, we have swung into action, first and foremost, to identify the officers and soldiers involved, which has been done, and now appropriate disciplinary action is being taken against them. So for them to have made that demand is quite in order, and definitely their demands will be looked into, and we'll work out an understanding and we'll oblige them accordingly.
He, however, explained that the incident does not give credence to earlier allegations of violation of human rights by the Nigerian Army, and it is by no means a reflection of the military.
And I want to take advantage of this opportunity to inform the public they should look at that incident in isolation. They should not use it as a yardstick for, judging the Nigerian Army. We'll continue to uphold and respect human rights.
In recent times, there has been reports of alleged extrajudicial killings by the police and torture by the military. The National Human Rights Commission believes that if Nigerians report such cases to the appropriate authorities, the menace will be nipped in the bud. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
The Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, has warned officers and men against indiscipline and truancy, vying to dismiss such persons. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, in charge of logistics and supply, Ibrahim Safe, related the message to the officers and men of the Kaduna State Police Command during an inspection tour. The report.
The guard of honor for the Deputy Inspector General of Police. This visit is an opportunity to re-emphasize the repositioning of the police force with focus on accommodation and the challenges of the job. However, the DIG also talked tough.
Every member of the police must reflect it in his service delivery, his turnout, his input. You are scheduled for 8 o'clock, 7:30 you are there waiting for the 30 minutes to start. You should show your boldness, gallantry in wherever you tell to patrol. While we are doing this, those of us who are not ready to join us in this new trend, please, if you like from here, come and show yourselves here. We are ready to remove you. Go back home and sit down if you are not capable. Because if you allow us to come and detect you that you are the type that is not suitable, you are not the type that can move with us in this trend, definitely we will dismiss you.
With only 13,787 personnel in the command to secure over 7 million people in the state, the Kaduna State Police Commissioner Umar Shehu says that the operations of his men is being hampered.
Inadequate accommodation of both officers and the barracks, deaths of personnel leading to extra working hours, the need to introduce ration for men on operations, welfare general, medical, health insurance scheme, deaths while in service. The need to establish additional police formations within the command is an imperative due to population explosion.
Making promises may come easy, but matching words with action is what these officers and men will be looking forward to in the coming days to boost their morale while on duty. Vivian Oromadike, Channels Television News.
Now to the weather. To avoid the massive flooding of 2012, the federal government is assessing the preparedness of the states as another massive flood looms ahead. This follows the flood alert by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Fatima Mede, observed that the federal government had spent over 17 billion naira to cushion the effect of the 2012 devastation, hence the crucial need for states to prepare for emergency cases. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezioke, reports.
Huge flood consuming houses and rendering millions homeless across 23 states. The consequences of the 2012 flood was deadly. Before then, for many of the frontline states, the warnings issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, in 2012 appeared like a joke, but heavy rainfall came with massive flooding. Only a few weeks to yet another imminent flooding announced by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and more recently, the Cameroonian Lagdo Dam release, the Ministry of Environment has decided to review preparations by states.
What we are doing that we'll go to monitor, we are going there, my staff, some of them are already on the field, working with states environmental or states management agencies. So those states that are likely to be affected, we've made sure that we alert their commissioners of environment.
Activities like indiscriminate dumping of refuse and solid waste is also contributory to flooding, as the threat is not limited to riverine states.
The Cameroonian government has also informed us that they will release water from their Lagdo Dam. When this happens, states along that axis, states like Taraba, Benue, Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa, and Kogi states will be adversely affected. On a general scale, the massive rains are also expected to cause flooding in other states as follows. We may likely have river flooding in Sokoto, Rima, Niger, Benue, and Anambra states.
An early warning have been issued, but if unheeded, it could mean another huge flooding and double the number of internally displaced persons already in the country. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
Well, in part 2, after the break, we'll be having a discussion in our Abuja studio regarding the latest developments on the impending storms. Please join us again.